breathe in. Now I took what I want, but you find that everything I've got, you step forwards to my shadow. You are follow in my pattern.
Hello and welcome to the Ladies' Room. I'm Judy McDowell, and with me today is my favorite guest, Dede Lyons, who has a company called Feel Good Express, and she makes us feel good every time she comes here. So welcome, Dede. It's great to have you back.
Oh, it's a thrill to be back again. Thank you.
I'm excited to hear about all of the new stuff you're doing and the angel workshops. The last time you were here, we talked about the article you wrote, A Feather in Your Path.
Yes.
And that was a great story. And you wrote the article for Sun and Surf in Florida?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you write for that magazine regularly?
Yes, actually I've been writing for it for 3 years.
Cool.
And once a quarter, so 4 articles a year. And yeah, here is that article, A Feather in Your Path.
It's on your website,
Yes.
www.feelgoodexpress.com.
Yes.
So tell us about this. Is a great story. I love this story.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I was actually doing one of my workshops, and my workshop was Mother-Daughter Wisdom. So I had 11 women in my apartment in Florida, and we were having this great workshop. So one of my clients' friends who worked with me actually at News Channel 5 said, Dede, you have to tell them about the angels and the feathers and the signs. I'm like, okay, I'll tell them. So she said, well, let me tell them this story. I said, okay, great, Chrissy, tell them. So she said she was sitting in my office, and I was giving her rates, and we were putting a proposal together for a new client when we were working together at News Channel 5 in West Palm Beach. And we got on an angel path feather, and I said to her, when you see a feather in your path, that's a good sign. It really means that the angels are nearby. So she said, okay, I'll keep that in mind, and leaves with her briefcase, heads down the back stairs to get to her car. And it's carpeted stairs all the way. And she immediately sees a white feather. So she comes running back to my office. Look, I found a feather already. You know, it was like 3 minutes later. So we continued with the class. And
this is the Mother-Daughter Wisdom class.
Yes. So,
because Feel Good Express does a lot of different kinds of workshops and classes. But this particular thing brought the angels out of your closet?
Yes, it did, because right at the end of the class, 5 of the women that were in my class got in the elevator and went down to the lobby. And of course, there were 3 feathers in the lobby, right on the floor. As they stepped off the elevator. So I said, okay, thank you, angels. So of course, they're saying, oh, your doorman planted those for you. But since then, I wrote the article, and then I've been doing, workshops, one-on-one sessions. It's been fabulous.
And you've been Skyping internationally now, too. I think that's so cool, the one-on-ones and the Skyping.
Yes.
Isn't it amazing, Skype these days? That
I love it.
Yeah. Do you look good on Skype, or is it like FaceTime?
Well, it's not as good as in person, but, just go with the flow.
I don't think it's so bad. I think people see what they want to see anyway. So
exactly.
Yeah. So how do you empower your clients to release worry and all their anxieties when you do these workshops? What tools? What do you talk about? How do you do it?
Okay. So if you came to me in a workshop, or if you came to me one-on-one, what I do is I open a space for you. And in that space, I'm going to give you tools that helps you manifest what you want to manifest. So whether it's more playtime, a new career, more romance in your marriage, I'll help you get there. But you have to do the tools. Right. So I have a number of tools, but one of the main ones is journaling. That's my favorite.
Yeah, and you've just created a journal with your sister Monica.
Yes.
That it's the Feel Good Express journal, or is it an angel journal?
It's actually called Feel Good Journal, Connecting with Your Inner Child. Yes. So it could be angels. It could be just a journal that you want to express your thoughts and feelings. You can. That's what I say about my journals. It's like your best friend. You you don't have to do anything you don't want to do in it. It's for play, and it's for feeling and expressing, and it's for all really fun
I've never been a journaler, and I really should journal. And they say you should write down your dreams, too.
Yes.
But I love my dreams so much. When I wake up, I want to go right back to sleep to get back to the dream. And then when I finally do wake up, I forget. But anyway, journaling is really a good
God,
thing.
it's
And
the
then
best.
you can go back and see your whole
Yes.
history and everything.
Oh my God, I
Never
was just
done it.
counting. I had like almost 70 journals because I've been journaling since
Wow.
1995. Yeah.
So how did this all begin for you?
I would say the journaling started for me when I picked up a Louise Hay journal, A Garden of Your Thoughts. And then I saw her, I think it was on Oprah, I saw her speaking about the importance of having a journal. So I started journaling, and I thought, wow, this is good. This is a good way. I was coming out of years of being in psychoanalytic therapy, and I thought this is a great way to keep feeling my feelings and expressing them in a book and writing them down. So I don't, because sometimes it's hard to express them with, your partner or a friend or whatever. You have, they're deep personal things that you just want to share with your inner child.
So diaries have a new name. Right?
Exactly.
Have you seen Grace and Frankie on Netflix?
No.
Frankie's a super hippie, and Jane Fonda's a very corporate, uptight lady, and their husbands turn out to be gay, and so they're forced to become friends. But Frankie has like a journal that she talks into the air. Like, Dear Diary, today I'm going to, she just talks it into the air, and I thought, I could do that. So you...
That's great. I love that. We need
Oh,
a
it's
journal.
this show is hysterical. It's so on point, especially for older people. It's just very, very funny. But you call your angels corporate angels. That's kind of a new thing for angels to be called.
Yeah, I want people to know that the angels don't want to be just the angels that are in church on Sunday that you pray to, that you might be saying, oh, help my mom because she has cancer, or help my dad because he's depressed. And those are good things to ask the angels for.
Yeah.
But they want to be involved every day. So when I had to make budget, and I was, in corporate America for 32 years and making those budgets and making our goals, I would ask for angel guidance.
See, you've been asking for angel guidance for a lot of years. How many years do you think?
I started probably, 93, 94, 95, right in there is when I really got into it.
And do you ever really feel their presence around you, or see them, or know that they're? I mean, we see angels all the time, and they're in the form of a person.
Yeah.
Like you get lost somewhere, and suddenly a person turns up and helps you.
Right. Earth angels.
And then they're gone, and you're like, where'd that guy go? We in the Dominican Republic just a month and a half ago. Broke a ball joint in the middle of nowhere. And this guy turned up, and he said, oh, you've got a broken ball joint. I know where to get one. He went off. He got one. He fixed the car. It was going to be like, I don't know, there's 45 pesos to $1, so it was going to be like $30, but like 400 pesos or 800 pesos. And we had like 500 pesos. So we gave him the 500 pesos. We still owed him, I think, 1,500 pesos. And he was gone, and we went back to, he gave us his phone number. When we called the phone number, they never heard of the person. We tried several different ways to find this person to pay him, and he was just gone. But the fact that in the middle of nowhere, he had a ball joint. I mean, it was like mind-boggling, but things like that happen all the time.
Yes, that feels like an angelic experience for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
so for me, it started with writing, and I went to How to Talk with Your Angels class after I had actually a reading, too, with Trudy Griswold. She wrote a book called Angel Speak, which is excellent. And so when I started writing, I would get messages, and they were started to channel through, obviously.
And you hear a voice, or you just...
So it was coming out in words, in writing, and even my writing changed. Like if you look at when I would start to write in my journal, and then all of a sudden I get my answer or my message, the writing was very different.
Powerful.
And really fast, and sometimes I couldn't reread it back. And then...
Why, because it was scribble?
Yeah, it was just coming in so fast. So and it didn't even look like my writing a little bit. Not exactly. Because I have that Irish
So angels have
Catholic
bad
school
handwriting. They didn't go to Catholic school.
Right.
No.
So just
They're
keeping
way
up
above
with
that.
the writing. And then I would be with people and the messages would come in right as I'm sitting there talking to somebody. And then I started to use it with my salespeople, with my clients. Instead of saying to my clients, hey, I have an angel message for you, I would just say, hey, I have some interesting feedback or advice. And they'd be really ready to hear it. So I started saying things, and they were like, oh, my God, that's just what I was thinking about, or that's just what I needed to hear. So it comes to me, it's more clairaudient. I'm not clairvoyant. Some people see angels. I have seen a few, but that's not how it happens for me. It's more sensing and hearing.
It's amazing. I mean, really, everybody is psychic. And when you take, it's now called Silva Mind Method. It used to be Silva in the 70s. It was Silva Mind Control. And it's all of the EST people and all the momentum and all of those groups took the information from Jose Silva. And those classes were very classroom. It wasn't like EST was very emotional, like, oh, poor me, my mother did this to me when I was a child, and all that psychobabble stuff. This was like very, you just sat in a chair, and it was a blackboard in the 70s, and they taught you about the different levels of mind and how it works, and then they count you down into a meditation. Okay. And I would be sitting there, because I was a kind of a nervous younger person, and I'd be sitting there thinking, oh my God, I can't do this, and they count you down, and they tell you to move stuff around inside your mind, and I'd be like, oh, and then they'd count you out, and I'd say, oh, thank God that was only 15 minutes, and it would be 45 minutes, and I forgot where I was going with this. What were we just talking about?
We were talking about how
psychic, that everybody's psychic.
Right. Yes.
So at the end of the class, there was 4 days.
Right.
Now, in each day, you did 5 meditations, and almost an hour each. What person can meditate 5 hours a day? And I had never done it.
Wow.
So you really come out the other end a different person. But the afternoon of the last day, they split people up into groups of 3s, and you pick 3 index cards out of this little box, and they were cards that people wrote in that were ill. Sure. And we did healings. And so there was one psychic, one person with the card, and one witness. And you sit there, and you don't know what's on the card. Right. And truly, you get what the person looks like. You go through their body. You get what illness they have. And then we pray for healing. And it blew everyone's mind, because and there were like 40 people in the class. Mm-hmm. Everyone got it. But it's a muscle.
Right.
It's like everything else. You have to use it, and you're using it.
Right.
And it's developing really fast.
Yes.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, because really everybody is psychic, but we don't, people
and
don't believe it, or they're uncomfortable with it, or they don't know how to use
mind.
it.
Like when I
it scares them.
Yeah. I help people get connected to their guardian angels. And the way you do it is like, if you think of your body and your mind and your spirit, everything like a big, beautiful vase up to here, right? Uh-huh. And so if you're filled with worry, doubt, frustration, anger, fear, it's like, how are you going to hear those messages or see those miracles? So I give you tools to lower them. And then as you lower them, so what's happened for me is the more I keep clearing out my vessel, the more messages I get.
The other stuff.
Yes, and that's all it is. It's that easy.
And do you find people in your class get very emotional, or do things come up that they don't know how to release? And how do you teach them how to release the anxiety and the worry? Because everyone has anxiety these days.
Well, the first thing I do and this wouldn't necessarily, we would do it in an angel class or an angel session, but I would have you do it for 30 days if you were one of my clients. Mm-hmm. But you write down all your worries and doubts, okay? And we spend 10 minutes doing that, and then we shred them. We put them in the shredder, because you want to get them up and out, because when you want to make that connection to the higher self, to God, to the universe, to deceased loved ones, for me, it's angels, and all of the above, the spirit guides.
Yeah.
you want to be cleared out. So that makes your connection so much easier. So we do that. But if you do it for 30 days, you'll see each day you'll have less and less. But that's what keeps us all blocked. I call it joy blockers.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't know we're doing it because we're in this mindset of constantly talking to ourselves negatively and don't realize we're doing it, or we're worried about the past or the future, and we're not in the present moment. So if you're in the present moment and you've cleared out some worry and doubt, you don't have to clear it all out, because as my Aunt Dede would say, she's passed at almost 94. I told her about
Her name was Dede? You were named after your Aunt Dede?
Yes, I was.
That's great.
And I told her about write on a yellow pad, and she was, you know, your worries and your doubts. This was about 4 years ago, and she said, "How many yellow pads do you have?"
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. But, you know, you just make it a process, and you do it every day, 5-10 minutes, and you'll see. You'll start to notice things are different.
It's interesting you referenced a garden, and today I was thinking about you and thinking about coming here and thinking about, like, the kingdom of God is within. And so we can live in our head in the Garden of Paradise, or we can live in hell in our head, right?
Right.
Worrying and anxiety and everything. And you need to weed your garden. You need to weed out those things, and you need to water the good thoughts so they flower and manifest.
Yes, that's it.
And
that's it exactly.
Yeah, and really your mind can't be in two places at the same time.
Right.
So once you catch yourself being in a negative area, you can switch over to an affirmation or just a happy thought, or just change your mind.
Yeah.
Really, that's all you have to do is change your mind.
Exactly.
But it's, you know,
it's practice. It's just being mindful. Like I say, people, how are you driving to work? You know, you're going to work and going, oh my God, I didn't do that. I have to get that done. Oh, I should have said that yesterday to my mom. I can't believe I said that. Or are you driving to work going, wow, this is going to be a great day. I am so fun to be with. And then look in that mirror and wink and go, you look so adorable today and so lovable. So
that sounds fun.
So my clients are like, oh, well, I think I'm doing the other one. You know, because that's what we do. That when we're alone,
well, I think that's the way most people, I mean, most of us didn't have hippies for parents. You know, we had parents that were, and their parents went through the world wars, and then the Depression, and our parents maybe were the first generation that had some money, but they were raised like, don't do this, don't do that, you know, and worry about this and worry about that, and that's how we were raised. Like, if you, you know, if you get your feet wet, you're going to get a cold.
Right, or you might feel good now, but look what's coming around the corner.
And don't do as I do as I say. And you'd say, why? And because I'm your father, that's why. Yeah. You know, it's a whole different world now. And we get to choose what we think, what we do, what we say. It's all choices.
Yes.
So pick the good ones. Because it's so much more fun.
Right. And you're in charge. When I tell people, you're in charge of every thought that's in your head. You're in charge of how you think.
Yep.
They're like, what? Or if I tell them it lowers your immune system, that's when people perk up.
Oh, yeah.
When I say the worry, the doubt, the fear affects your organs and lowers your immunity, then they go, oh, does it really? And now, obviously, with what's going on with the health and, you know, science, and people are talking, obviously, about how meditation helps cure quite a lot of diseases now.
Every single cell has consciousness. It's all set up to work.
Yes.
And we're so busy messing things up by, I don't know, putting money first, I think, is a big problem for a lot of people, instead of just joy.
Yes. But there's lots of shifts going on. I love it.
Lots of shifts going on, and so many good people working on those shifts. What are all these things? What are these things?
Well, I brought you a present, and it's the Angel Worry Stone. And when you take one of my classes, or you have a one-on-one angel seminar with me, I give you a worry stone. So this you carry in your pocket.
Don't worry stone.
It's called the Angel of Hope. And you give your worries over to the angels.
You give your worries to the angels. It's time to heal your heart. Every day's a new beginning where love and hope can start. Did you write this poem? It's beautiful.
Give your worries to the angels. Release your doubt and fear. Trust in God to always be there, with angels always near. So this is where you hand over. As soon as you start
Yeah.
to worry about the littlest
Like
thing.
worry beads. It's a worry
Right,
stone.
Yeah. You go, Angel, can you take care of that for me? Hey, I'm really worried I'm not going to get a parking spot and I'm running late. Can you get me a parking spot?
And they do.
Yes,
And they do.
Because you're going to believe that you're getting the parking spot. You're going to see yourself pulling into the parking spot. So that's how it works. A lot of it is your
Belief
intention.
system
Yes.
and intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you have a workshop coming up at Ananda. I
Yes.
love Mary
Mary
Buffo.
Buffo,
Oh,
yes.
man, I love her.
She's
Great
great.
yoga
Her whole
teacher.
family is fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
So it's going to be on June 11th, Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
2 o'clock. It's 90 minutes, and I'm going to show you how to connect with your guardian angel. It's really fun, and it's fun to do in a group setting, and everybody will be getting the Worry Stone, and I'm debuting my Feel Good journal, because all these years of journaling, I thought, I've got to come out with a journal. So it's right now up on Create Space. I uploaded it last night, and it'll be ready at the end of the week, and then I'll bring copies for everybody for the workshop.
Okay, and so the journal, is there a little guide in the beginning telling you what to do?
Yes, throughout the class. I bring my flip chart, and I have a whole program I tell people about the angels, the archangels, spirit guides, the different levels of angels, how to set up in your own home or your own space, how you would get to that space of contacting and getting close and connected to your guardian angel. So we do that as a group, and the group dynamic is beautiful. And then we also write. I write about the group, and then the group writes individually about themselves. And then I read what I write, and then sometimes people will share what they wrote. And then we all pick a card. Like I'll
what
pick
are these
one.
cards?
These are the Archangel cards, Doreen Virtue. She has so many decks, but this is one of my favorites, and I've had it for 5 years, so I use it in the class. But what will happen is, and I love when this happens, I'll pass the deck around, and you kind of just tap, 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 put your own energy in, shuffle, and then the person will pick a card and then pass it to the next person. And what I found is people will pick a card and go, oh my God, I got teaching and learning. That's perfect, right? We're talking about teaching and learning. And that's what I love to do, teach and learn. So we'll pick something and they'll go, oh my God, I was writing about this in my journal. One girl picked healthy lifestyle. She's trying to lose weight and wanted the angels' help with that. Another one was looking for her soulmate. She pulled the soulmate card. So it was really so magical how it went around the room with the deck. And as they're picking them, they're all going, oh my God.
Can I pick one?
Oh, absolutely. So what you need to do is
Yeah.
just tap, 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 because you want your own energy. Mine's in it right now. And then shuffle. And
Your energy's good. I'll have hers.
Yeah, you'll probably pick one for me.
I'll have what she had.
Yeah, you'll be picking one
So I
for me.
shuffle.
And you'll be
so
thinking
the front of the
about.
cards are the same angel. What angel is that?
I think that's really this angel on her box is Gabrielle, but I think that's just really a beautiful design.
It is.
And you're thinking about what the angels,
And
what
you
message
tap,
do
tap,
they want?
tap?
Yeah, tap your energy.
And you just pick the top card, or
No, keep
anywhere?
shuffling. Just keep thinking about what
just
you
gonna-
want the angels to, what message do they have for you today? And it's no right or wrong message. It's just, this is the message, and it will resonate for
Okay.
sure.
So,
Beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship.
oh, okay. Okay, very good, very good.
And I didn't just say somebody was in my class and picked the soulmate.
Maybe that person's my soulmate. I need to meet that person.
Yeah.
All right, they're beautiful cards, very beautiful.
And sometimes your soulmate, it's your daughter, it's your husband, it's a friend.
Hello from heaven, I love that.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Azrael, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. Oh, that's so nice. So Ariel, so they're all here. Zekiel. there's so many angels, Uriel, Archangel Michael, our whole universe, there's like a central universe, 7 super universes, and then a million, zillions of universes.
Yeah.
But our whole universe is made out of the stuff of Archangel Michael. So he's really, really powerful in this universe.
Yeah, he's the chief.
So he's my go-to guy.
Yeah, he's got the sword and the shield.
Yeah,
He's
and meanwhile,
all
I've got
about
so
courage.
many Michaels in my life.
Okay, that's
People
right.
will say to me, because I'll talk about my husband, and I'll say Michael McDowell, and they're like, why do you call your husband Michael McDowell? And I said, my mother called him Michael number 3, so... but my brother-in-law, my nephew, my manager of my company, but a couple of old boyfriends, there's like, and who we're still very friendly with, all of us, and so I call him Michael McDowell. But McDowell is McDo well. I think it's a good thing to say.
Oh, I love that name.
So yeah,
that's great.
So your workshop is June 11th.
Yes.
At Ananda Wellness Center.
Yeah, that's
and where is that located?
Southampton. And it's right on Windmill Lane above La Carreza, the beauty salon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I've done
2
some
o'clock?
workshops there before. I love the space. 2 o'clock.
Cool. Saturday, June 11th.
Yes.
Well, I'll see you there.
Yes.
Hey, it was great having you today.
Oh,
thank you so much. Time goes too fast when I'm with you.
Same here. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. So you're going to be helping a lot of people on Saturday, June 11th.
Oh, definitely.
Cool.
Breathe in. Now I took what I want, but you find